Hello there, HeroClix fans. My name is Nick. I am the tournament organizer at Horsemen Comics and Gaming, and I will be doing an unboxing today of the new Harley Quinn and the Gotham Girls set. The set came out today. Really excited about it. We've got Harley Quinn. We've got the most female characters we've ever seen in a HeroClix set. We have the Bombshells. We have some Secret Six. We've got Suicide Squad. And really pumped that the chases for this set are characters from the Dark Side War. So we're going to unbox an entire case. That's 2 booster bricks, 10 packs in a brick. So we're doing 20 packs total here today. So hope you can watch and enjoy some of the stuff that we've got. I'm going to move this brick over here to the side and start with this one right here. Let me get some camera work done there. Wonderful. All right, so in the Scott Porter tradition, we're always going to start with the right side of this brick. So we'll start with the front packaging here. We'll see what we have. All right. We have Prometheus. We have Robin, Scarecrow, looks like the Sinestro Corps Scarecrow, a Hive Trooper, and Big Tony, who doesn't look that big after all. There are some of our wonderful clicks right there. Go up top for the people looking up from the top. Very nice. We're not going to do any card previews on this one. Most of the dials have already been spoiled and are up at hcrealms.com, so if you're interested in learning a little bit more about what those characters do, you can find it out there. Right now, we're kind of just in for the hunt to see what we can pull out of this case. Now, if you're ever interested in buying HeroClix, you can always come to 4 Horsemen Comics and Gaming here in Morgantown. There's also a store in Waynesburg and in Clarksburg as well. All of your HeroClix needs can be taken care of then. If you've never played HeroClix before, it's a really great game to get into, especially if you enjoy superheroes, if you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, all sorts of different genres that they have. So definitely something to keep in mind. In this booster, we have Catman, we have Knockout, we have Mercenary, we have the Uncommon Batman, and we have Granny Goodness. So I'll show those off to you there. A lot of cool figures in this set that we haven't seen in a long time, or some ever before. So far 2 rares, no super rares. Usually that right side of the brick's good for some kind of super rare, but we'll keep working our way through here. We are on the 3rd booster, and this one's coming from the front row. So what do we have? We have Mara from the Bombshells storyline. We have the Mad Harriets. We have Plastique. We've pulled a Prime. It is Kirk DePaul, Manhunter, and we've got a Harley Quinn. If you're not familiar with HeroClix, there is a Prime figure on each rarity scale except for a chase. So there are multiple rarity scales in HeroClix. Commons, uncommons, rares, super rares, and then the most sought after figures are chases. So at the common, uncommon, rare, and super rare level, there's 1 Prime figure, and you can kind of see the figure in this pack that has the green around its base. Let's see, this one right here. You can see the green around that base. That means that it's a Prime figure. So oftentimes they'll make a HeroClix set where this sculpt is used as a regular figure, and then in a slightly more rare version that is usually an alternate version of that character. So pretty stoked to be able to pull a Prime in this brick. All right, the search continues. We are in booster number 4 of this case, and we are in the back row this time. So let's see what we've got. All right, we've got a Harley Quinn, we've got Knockout, we've seen her before. We have Batgirl, We have the uncommon Batman, and we have a rare Harley Quinn. This is Dr. Harley Quinn, in fact, and she's got a rather large sledgehammer with her, so I'm going to show you those figures now. Typically in a HeroClix booster, you'll find 2 commons, 2 uncommons, and 1 rare. Now, if you're going to get a super rare, it'll usually be substituted in for that rare. Sometimes you'll get a rare and a super rare. So standard booster allotment is 2 uncommons, 2 commons, and a rare. And if you're lucky, you'll pull a super rare. We haven't quite seen one yet, and we're approaching the halfway mark of this brick. All right, so we've got the common Joker, we've got Hive Trooper, we have Scandal Savage, we have Dr. Harleen Quinzel, and we have the rare Queen Bee. I've heard some really interesting things about this Queen Bee figure and some of the things that she can do. I think she'll be pretty solid and sealed. I really love this Joker sculpt because I'm a big fan of the Joker Laughing Fish storyline. So there you go, we've got a Laughing Fish Joker there. It looks pretty stellar, so always fun to get some more Jokers in the arsenal. I feel like a lot of our Joker dials in HeroClix are kind of along the similar path line, and it's always nice to get a good variety of Jokers in there too. I like to play theme teams. If you're not a HeroClix player, then theme teams mean teams that are sort of similar to teams that you would find in the comic books rather than mixing and matching heroes. So to have some more Joker options for some Gotham City Underworld or some Arkham Asylum theme teams is a really cool idea. It looks like we have pulled our first super rare. Some of the figures are so big that they come bagged inside the package rather than being in the little individual cutout holes that you find in the plastic. And our first super rare of this brick is Giganta, one that I was definitely hoping to pull, so check her out. That is a pretty awesome sculpt. And she's a giant figure, so you can see that she's bigger than most of the other figures that you'll find in this packaging. The rest of this particular booster brick includes, let's see, Stoma, Plastique, Batman, and Lou. So let me hold those up for you as well. Take a peek at what's in there. Lots of great sculpts in this set. And stoked to get our first super rare in that booster as well. Now, if you've not played HeroClix before, this is a really great time to get into the game. The game designers just developed some new rules. They revamped a lot of their rules to make the game easier to get into and more friendly for new players. So this is a really great opportunity for new people to jump right in and kind of be on a similar footing to people that have been playing the game for quite a while. The previous set that came out in October, it was based around the Mighty Thor, and it was the first set that featured the new rules for this game. So it's a great time to get in from the ground up. All right, so we have our first chase, and usually there's about 1 chase per case. So my guess is that this is the chase that we're going to get out of here, and I'm pretty stoked to see it. It is the Flash, God of Death. So I'm going to hold this up so that you guys can see it. The Flash is the one over here on this end, so I'll get nice and close for you right there. Again, all the chases in this set were based on the Justice League getting godlike powers in the Darkseid War New 52 storyline. So you've got Batman in the Mobius chair, you've got Superman with godlike power. Just a lot of really cool ideas for figures, and pretty stoked to see that Flash in there. Let's get a bird's eye view of Flash if you're looking from above. Right there. I love that speed, translucent effect that's coming out of him. He's holding a scythe as well, so just a really cool figure. Some of the other things that are in here that I've completely ignored because I'm so excited about this Flash. We have the Stargirl Bombshell figure. We have a Hive Commander. We have the regular Scarecrow, not the Sinestro Corps Scarecrow. And we have Paul Kirk Manhunter. So if you look at this Paul Kirk figure, this is the one we pulled the Prime of, so you can see it's an exact same sculpt, but the Prime version is a different version of this particular character. We've seen the Scarecrow before. The one that we saw was the Yellow Lantern Corps, the Sinestro Corps Scarecrow. And here he is just as a regular Bat villain. And they're doing a lot of the Bombshell characters in this particular set. So this is the Bombshell Stargirl. And then, of course, one last look at the Flash there. So really excited about that pull. The Flash is always a really great character in HeroClix because he typically has a power called hypersonic speed, which allows him to move his full movement, and then as part of that movement, make an attack. And usually characters like the Flash that are super speedy have a really high movement value. So a character like that gives you a lot of versatility on the map to move around and make an attack and then move back to cover or someplace where you'll be more well protected. All right. We have another figure that I believe is a super rare and is wrapped up in a package here. This looks like sand, but I'm going to pull it out and have a look at it and show you, because a lot of these super rare sculpts are significantly better than just the regular sculpts, and this is sand. He has the JSA team ability. He comes in at a whopping 35 points. A lot of those JSA team members come in at low point values so that you can play them together. So really just awesome sculpt design on that figure. Some of the other things that we have in this particular booster, we have an uncommon Big Barda, we have a JSA Wonder Woman, we have a Mercenary, and we have another Big Tony. So let me hold those up and you can take a look. Big Tony there on the end, the Mercenary, Old School Wonder Woman, and Big Barda. The Big Barda is an uncommon figure, and the Uncommon Prime is actually another version of Big Barda as well. So that's one to keep an eye out for. Very cool. All right, we are on the last two boosters of this particular brick. A brick is what we call this allotment of 10 boosters that are sealed together. I went ahead and, before I started the video, took the cellophane off of it so it didn't create a lot of noise and unnecessary time wasted in the video. Those are usually all sealed up, 10 to a pack. And all right, here we go. We have another super rare. We have the super rare Supergirl Bombshell figure. We have the Joker. We have Catwoman Bombshell. We have a Batman figure, and we have the Asylum Doctor. So we'll start with Supergirl over here on this side. You can see her standing on that bombshell base that a lot of these bombshell figures are standing on top of. The Joker, Bombshell Catwoman, a Batman there, and the Asylum Doctor. I've been ignoring my upper camera, so there you go, upper camera. Very cool. If you're a Supergirl fan, HeroClix has been a little bit rough to you because typically those Supergirl figures are featured in super rare or chase slots. So it's been a little tough sledding trying to get those Supergirls recently. But this looks like it's going to be a pretty good one, so hopefully Supergirl fans are able to get a hold of that. We are on our last booster of the first brick. So we'll see what fun awaits us in here, and then we'll move on to brick number 2. All right. So I am looking at a common Joker. It's another one of those laughing fish Jokers, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm looking at the Asylum Doctor. We just saw that in the last booster. There's Bombshell Poison Ivy. There is the Duchess, which is kind of the same sculpt as the Mercenary, but it's referring to a specific character. And then there is Jeanette, who is our rare in this particular package. So we'll go from Laughing Fish Joker, Bombshell Poison Ivy, all the way over to our rare in that slot. So far so good in that brick. Pretty excited about the chase, excited about the prime that we pulled, and pretty pleased overall with the super rares as well. If you didn't see earlier, this is what a brick looks like. Again, it would be wrapped up in cellophane. There are 10 boosters here, and it's kind of in that nice rectangular shape, so people call it a brick. We're going to start on the right side for me again, and we'll work our way over. This is brick number 2. We'll start in the right front and see what other surprises wait for us in here. The event that we're running tonight is a sealed event. There are generally 2 types of HeroClix events that you can run. Sealed is one and constructed is the other. For a sealed event, the player would come in, pay an entry fee, and get 2 of these boosters. And then they would open both of these boosters and have about 10 or 15 minutes to create the best possible team up to a certain point limit as they can, and then play with that team throughout the entire night. Sealed events, oftentimes, we feel like give some of our players They kind of balance out the skill level because you're limited to whatever you pull. So if you're a newer player but you pull a really powerful piece, you're probably going to have a pretty good night. Whereas if you're a more experienced veteran player and you don't pull a lot of really great things, you might struggle a little bit more. But oftentimes, for the things that you want to look for in a booster to make a competitive team. In this particular booster, we have Paul Kirk, we have Big Tony, we have Classic Wonder Woman, we have Robin, and we have Bernadette as our rare. So there we go, straight across the booster. Looking good. Now, I collected HeroClix for a long time before I actually ended up playing because I found that the pieces were very collectible. Hopefully you can see that from the video. The sculpts are really wonderful. They've gotten better with each set as the years go on. It was just really cool having little miniature versions of superheroes and villains that I like to read about in comic books. So if you're hesitant to pick up and play the game, you can always buy it just as a collector's item as well. All right, in our second booster of this brick, first one in the back row on the right, we have a Batgirl, we have Wonder Woman, we have Stephanie Brown Robin, we have Red Tornado, and we have Dr. Midnight, another one of our JSA figures. So we'll go from side to side there. Looking really good. Take a look for the upper camera. There we are. Dr. Midnight there on the end. All right. So we are moving over. Second row, or second from the right in the front row. If you remember from our first brick, for those of you paying attention, we didn't get a whole lot of super rare chase action over on this side. Typically that right side is pretty good. So let's see if that holds true with this second brick as well. Those sealed players that really like to have an idea of where the good stuff is coming from always pay attention to where those nice figures are. Oh, really cool. So we have a, let's see, Stompa. We have Scarecrow. We've got Batman. We have a second Batman. And in our rare spot, we've got Kite Man. Take a look at Kite Man right there, riding the kite. Looking pretty cool. We've seen most of those other figures before, but that Kite Man is pretty awesome. Very cool sculpt. All right, we are moving along. Fourth booster from this brick, second one from the back row on the right. We talked a little bit about sealed play, where you'd buy 2 booster packs and form the best team that you can out of there. Constructed play is the other type that you might engage in. In constructed, your store or gaming location will set a point total and set some format requirements, and you'll take all the pieces that you own and try and build something to fit that requirement. And a lot of the events that we do end up being constructed. On nights like tonight where a new set comes out, we like to do some sealed stuff as well. We've got both Scarecrows in this particular booster. We have the regular Scarecrow over here, and we've got the Sinestro, of course, Scarecrow right there. We have another Hive Trooper. We have another Dr. Harleen Quinzel, and we have a rare Harley Quinn right up here in our rare slot. So take a look at all of those. Scarecrow, the Trooper, Sinestro Core Scarecrow, Dr. Harley Quinzel, and Harley Quinn right there in the rare slot. So you can probably tell based on this set, a lot of different Harley Quinns. You would expect as much since she's featured in the title of the set, but we're getting all types of versions of her in this one. All right, let's move. So we've got 6 packs to go. We'll start with the front middle. In that front middle booster, we've got a pretty awesome figure, but let's go through them all. We've got Catman, we have Plastique, we have Batgirl, we have Bud, and a figure that's been getting talked about a lot online is the Black and Red Lantern Harley Quinn right there. So you can see the awesome translucent effect of the hand holding that object. I don't know, it looks like a lot of darts or stakes. And there she is flying off of that as well. So combination of her as a Black and Red Lantern. The Prime version at the super rare level is a Green Lantern version of Harley in this exact sculpt, but I think she's got a green hammer instead of the green stakes up there. But very stoked to pull that figure. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to play. Really excited about that. All right, we've got 5 to go. We're in the back row in the middle booster. I believe this is one that we might have pulled the flash from the first time, so we'll see if there's something good in this one. All right. We have another Laughing Fish Joker. We have Stompa. We've got a Gotham City Police Department officer. We have Harley as her bombshell version, and we have a super rare Lashina. So, very cool. I've not seen that super rare before, so I'm excited to look at that card and see exactly what that super rare does. Those Gotham City police officers, as well as the Hive Troopers, are always good for people who like to build some larger swarm teams with a lot of generics that are low cost. Excited to get some updated police officers in that. So far, those middle 2 sections of our booster brick seem like they're paying off pretty well. Those of you that are playing in a sealed event today and have the choice of where you're pulling from, keep that in mind. We are on our 4th to last booster. This is the 4th booster in the front row. Pop it open and see what we have. And wow, okay. We have another mercenary. We have regular cat. No, I'm sorry. We've got Bombshell Catwoman again. We have Bombshell. Oh my gosh, is that Bombshell Batgirl? I believe it is. Another Gotham City police officer, so that's great. And we have Lex Luthor, God of Apocalypse. So it would appear, I'm looking at this correctly, that we've pulled a second chase in this booster brick, or excuse me, in this case. So it looks like the coalition of 1 chase per case varies a little bit. It looks like we've got a second one in here, so I'm going to show that to you right there. We've got some Lex Luthor action. We've got Batgirl on her bombshell base. We've got another Catwoman on her bombshell base. Another Gotham City police officer, and a mercenary. Very, very fortunate to get 2 chases. Into the box it goes. We are down to 3 left. We are going to go to the 4th booster of the back row, leaving the left side ready for the end. It's be hard to top the stuff that we've already pulled, but let's see what we've got. All right. We have a Hive Trooper. We have an Asylum Doctor. We have Scandal Savage. We have a Hive Commander, and we have a rare Enchantress. I've heard a lot of interesting things about this rare Enchantress. The sculpt is fantastic. She's got that translucent flight kind of base going off and shooting some energy effects out of her hands there. So really cool job on the sculpt. And even some of these uncommons and commons have some pretty nice sculpts as well. So excited for that. All right, my friends, we've got 2 boosters left right here, front and back. So let's wrap this up, and then we'll talk a little bit about our event tonight and our schedule going forward. This is the 5th booster out of the front row. And it looks like we are treated to another super rare. We have Stompa again. We have the Asylum Doctor. We have the Gotham City Police Officer. We have the Duchess. And we have Nightshade as a super rare. So, very cool. Nightshade kind of coming off of that base in the flight hovering pose there, maybe coming out of a portal. And the rest of that booster there. We'll get a top view. Her coming at you, really cool. Very nice. Last booster. Overall, I'd say I've been pretty satisfied with this case. Lots of really cool characters. Very intrigued by the Dark Side War chases. So let's see what we've got in here. We have the common Harley Quinn. We have Knockout, Bombshell Poison Ivy. We have the uncommon Renee Montoya, and we have the rare Let's see. Rare Batwoman, I think. Yep, Rare Batwoman. That's the Bombshell variant. So, lots of cool figures, lots of female characters in this set. And those Bombshell figures all have special traits that they're shared between them, so they work really well together. Definitely looking forward to see how they play in the game. So, thank you for hanging out with me during this unboxing video. Wednesdays are our HeroClix days. Usually we start playing from 6:45 onwards until store close. You can find all of our events on the Facebook group, on the Facebook page for Horsemen Comics and Gaming. And if you have any questions, you can always reach us there. The events are scheduled usually pretty far in advance, so you can look and see what type of game we're going to be playing. Is it going to be sealed? Is it going to be constructed? What you're going to need. If you don't have any HeroClix, but you want to come to one of the events to see kind of a hands-on demo or learn a little bit more about the game, you're welcome to do so. Again, my name's Nick. I'm the tournament organizer. I'm happy to kind of show you the ropes. All the rules for HeroClix, as well as the powers and abilities that characters have, can be found on the HeroClix website at HeroClix.com. So check those out, and we hope to see you around the store here soon. Come out and buy some Harley Quinn and the Gotham girls for us. All right. Thanks.